You shouldn't have come here.
Hey guys, Kiwi here. In this video, I'll be breaking down and analyzing the newest episode of The Walking Dead, Season 8, Episode 8, How It's Gotta Be, along with discussing my predictions for Season 8, Episode 9. With that being said, warning and spoilers for everything in the show up to Episode 808, and let's jump right into this. Alright, so in this video, I wanted to mainly discuss the Aaron and Enid situation because it pretty much completely stands on its own this episode, and it was a good little side story to add into the mix for sure. It's interesting, it has good acting in my opinion, good character development, along with some pretty good tension and a cliffhanger to end it off as well. And one that's actually good in my opinion, as it gets us speculating and talking, and it keeps us interested instead of just pissing us off and making us wait. Now, before I get into the actual situation with Aaron and Enid this episode, I wanted to take a moment and step back and just discuss Enid in general, along with where her character may be headed. Now, before, Enid was a blatant Sophia replacement. In the comics, Sophia never got lost in the woods and died at Herschel's farm in Season 2. She's actually still alive in the comics currently, and this means that in the comics, Sophia and Carl were still hanging out at Alexandria during that whole timeline, so they added in Enid as a new Alexandrian in the show to fill in that gap. In the comics, Carl and Sophia were in kind of like a cute little relationship back in the prison as kids, but they slowly drifted apart and just became friends due to Carl meeting Lydia in the new beginning. Now, ever since Season 5, we figured that Enid would be a Sophia replacement to complement Carl, but now that Carl is dead or going to die, what is the point of Enid, or what will be the point of her? Now, in future videos, I will specifically discuss on who could take over Carl's future storylines from the comics, which obviously means Lydia as well, along with how long The Walking Dead will last now that Carl is dead, or as I said, will die, but those are definitely big questions up in the air now, along with what they'll do with Enid now that Carl's gone, so I'll create future videos going more in depth with all that later on. But yeah, this episode, they just had Enid joke about Carl's bad driving, unaware that he was gonna die, so goddamn is she gonna be sad and disappointed when she returns. Carl and Enid had like one episode together where they shared a kiss last season, and they haven't had any screen time since, and now Carl is pretty much dead. And it's kind of weird because it feels like Carl hasn't had that much screen time this season, but that's besides the point. And speaking of Season 7, I actually wanted to go back and discuss Enid's experience with them attacking Oceanside back in episode 7:15, the second last episode of Season 7, as it actually plays into what I'll be discussing in the most recent episode.
After everything, I have to remind you.
Yes, I am gonna do this, and then I'm gonna die. But it's that important. This is your life, all of you.
Remember what it looks like. Remember what they did to us. You need to see this. Open your eyes. Wreck! Walkers!
So, in episode 7:15, they attacked Oceanside to take their guns. During the standoff with Natanya, I believe her name is, things got pretty tense, but it was broken by Sydney tackling her grandmother, effectively stopping her as a threat, while everyone else got distracted by a zombie horde and closing in on them. Now, my point here is that when Sydney hits Natanya or tackles her out of the way or whatever, we are revealed that Enid was standing behind Natanya with a gun aimed at her, ready to shoot her. Now, it looks like Enid is just shaking in fear, as she's quite possibly locked up due to being so nervous about having to shoot someone in the back. When I originally saw this, it was only for a few seconds, but it was definitely a holy fuck she was gonna shoot her moment. Now, Enid never did want to do this, and it's shown by her shaking and her shocked reaction, so she's probably glad that she didn't have to, but she finally looks like she did. Jump forward to episode 808, Enid actually ends up shooting Natanya in the back, killing her.
Drop it. Now. Get up. Slow. Grandma? Grandma?
So first off, Enid didn't want to kill her, she was just defending Aaron. Honestly, it's Natanya's own fault for jumping on top of Aaron and threatening him like she did. She literally said, "You shouldn't have come here," in kind of like a threatening, "oh no, you're gonna die" type of way, as she's standing over top of him, and it looked like she was about to execute him, either by shooting him or by stabbing down at him. Enid had next to no reaction time. It was dark, and one of her best friends were about to possibly be killed. Of course she was going to shoot, and I don't blame her. I'd trade Natanya for Aaron any day, cause damn, I would have been pissed the hell off if she killed Aaron right there or something. It sucks that Natanya had to die, but good on Enid for legit probably saving Aaron here. So as I said, Enid looked pretty damn traumatized in episode 715 over the fact that she almost shot Natanya in the back, but now she has the same traumatized look on her face in episode 808, right after shooting Natanya as she's realizing what she's done. So what's next for them? How pissed off will Oceanside be? What about Sydney being Natanya's granddaughter and all? Shooting someone's grandma in the back of the head or the back or whatever is about the worst hello you could have given them. But again, I do think that it was Natanya's fault. And I do feel bad for Sydney because she lost her grandmother. But I never liked Natanya. She was stubborn, ignorant, and quite frankly, a psycho.
No. We're not fighting them with you. So take your damn guns and go.
She was also the only one at Oceanside reluctant enough to not want to help in the war, so I could see all of Oceanside eventually agreeing to fight now, although this is definitely quite the damn bump in the road to creating an alliance with them. They had Enid kill Natanya because they wanted to add more tension between Oceanside and the Enid-Aaron situation. They didn't want the two of them to just walk into Oceanside, politely ask for their help, and have them simply agree, because then it would have made it stupid that they didn't just agree in episode 715. The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead are always infamous for adding in internal conflict, and this is no different. I hope that it doesn't become filler or waste much time, but I'm glad that they added in this conflict for once, and I hope that we see an exciting conclusion to this situation over the next 2 episodes or so. So, although Sydney may be originally pissed off about Natanya's death, she should come around. After apologies are made and it's understood that it was a stupid and unfortunate misunderstanding, we can move forward and progress, and hopefully that doesn't take too long. What I want to know is how close were Aaron and Enid to Oceanside? Were they just around the corner, or were they still a far ways away? I want some sort of explanation as to why Natanya was out there lurking around at nighttime, as it seems like half the community along with Sydney just kind of pop out of nowhere to increase the shock reveal that it was indeed Natanya who was shot. Now, feel free to let me know what you guys think about all of this down below, as I'd love to hear your thoughts and predictions. Leave any theories in the comments, but I'd appreciate a like on the video if you've enjoyed anything I've said today, or even subscribe for more Walking Dead Season 8 content in the near future. And if you'd like to consider taking an extra step in helping support my videos, feel free to check out my Patreon, where there's a bunch of different rewards involving the channel, such as a chance to directly influence the videos being produced. It isn't necessary by any means, but it could really help in the long run, especially with the whole Adpocalypse deal. But as always, I thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.